Welcome everybody to the Trash Bowl game number 1, the first Trash Bowl on the America server. We've made it all the way through the bracket and we are left with Sir Smock versus pimpkarp. Both these guys have ran the field and have made it to the final game, the greatest event in Hearthstone history, dare I say. Today, legends will be made and it's gonna be pimpkarp or Sir Smock. So let's look and see what's gonna happen here. Get right into this. What an event it has been. What a tournament it has been. Both these guys, unbelievable performances. Smock with a signature win against Aurora, if you remember, back in the quarterfinals. And pimpkarp just ran the table from start to finish, man. He left everyone behind him with a very creative lineup, both of these guys. So it definitely proved that these guys came prepared better than anyone else. They've been playing better Hearthstone than anyone else. And today we're going to crown a winner.
Yeah. And this first match we're going to see Tempo Rogue versus Highlander Hunter.
Correct.
Did we mention the bans already?
The bans is, yeah, the bans. Pimpkarp, Warrior is banned. Doesn't have the Warrior, good old reliable. And once again, for Sir Smock, his Priest is banned, so people really don't want to see that Priest. They're not trying to mess with it. You don't face it a lot, the Gallery Priest, the Recruit. You don't see it a lot, you don't get a lot of practice in it. It's not the strongest deck, stat-wise, but people, they don't want to mess with it. So you're going to see pimpkarp at the top there, with his Tempo Rogue, Highlander Hunter for Smock on the bottom, and Highlander Hunter has been Smock's good old reliable.
Yeah, I mean, it's a pretty good deck in general.
Been performing incredibly well. You got to be thinking his Explosive Trap here, but Animal Companion is what he's going to go with. And picks up a Leok, which is not the worst.
Yeah, the worst would probably be Huffer.
The worst would have been Huffer there, yeah.
And oftentimes Leok is the worst, but in this case...
in this case, he's completely fine, yeah.
Misha, Leok, somewhat interchangeable, actually.
You see the big guy there, Siamat, on hand already looking for that swing turn, but this is going to be on 7, so it's going to take a while.
And other important note, of course, is that Sandbinder now guarantees Zephyrus.
Absolutely. So both these players locked in. Total focus right now. You don't want to mess up right now. You have an opportunity, man. The opportunity of your lifetime if you're not a professional Hearthstone player to make a name for yourself. Win this tournament for all the marbles here. We got 2... That's not 1, but 2 Hearthstone packs on the line. We have a free video game Steam key of their Schwazen on the line. And we have, most importantly, an honorary role in the TrashcanTV Discord server. That is eternal on the line. Winner takes all in Trash Bowl 1 live.
And the loser must fall.
Yes, live from middle of nowhere, Germany tonight.
And we're going to see a very devastating Explosive Trap.
Run into the Explosive Trap. Good play. You still have the Rat Trap open, so that Hyena is going to swing the board next turn big time. I like the progression from Sir Smock. I like the way he played this. It's gotten some damage to his face already, but I think... Do you think about the Houndmaster because of just how strong it is, or do you play the Hyena?
I mean, the Houndmaster isn't going to do you much good right now.
And you would risk it dying, right? But he's gonna go with it and actually play the Secret Keeper with it, as I saw that right, yes.
I mean, that's fair enough. You don't really have the follow-up secrets right now, but at least you're basically telling your opponent, like, take care of this right now.
Yeah, the Houndmaster has to go, absolutely. That needs to...
And...
right back.
Of course, between Wagglepick, Backstab, and the Bone Wraith, you can take care of everything.
Yes, absolutely. Rat Trap, obviously, equipped. Don't want to run into that.
That hit, then backstabbing the Shaw and hitting him with a Wagglepick actually only plays 2 cards.
Plays 2 cards. So it goes run all that. Perfectly fine.
Seems like the most sensible play here.
You might eviscerate too, but I think the Wagglepick makes more sense, just mana-wise.
Yeah, the argument for eviscerate would be that you don't want to necessarily pick the Bone Wraith, but
apparently he would.
For eviscerate would be... And then, you can hero power and still hit 1 damage in the face. It's not a card, so it doesn't trigger the Rat Trap.
Decent play by a pimpkarp there, trying to take it slow.
I mean, preserves him 3 health, deals 1 extra damage to the opponent's face. I don't hate it.
No Siamat on the hand, no Siamat available right now. That might be an impact next turn, but right now just gonna put the Hyena down, create the presence, and for pimpkarp it's gonna be all about using your damage in the most efficient way while you can.
Yeah, and we see 2 weapons on hand, which is not necessarily what you want. The sap isn't really that impactful right now, and that's just not the greatest hand.
Well, he can deal 10 damage if he plays Waggle Pick and just eviscerates the face. So if you really want to go ultra aggressive and say you can't stop me from playing the Scimitar.
That seems to be what he's doing.
Seems what he's doing. So pimpkarp here, putting it all on the line, putting all his cards on the table. Pants are down, let's get it. That's 8 health on the hunter there for Smug. So he needs to find some answers. And Siamat is one of those answers.
So would Unleash the Beast be, but Siamat seems more mana efficient. Yeah. And you can put up Rush and Divine Chill if you want to.
You can use Wind Fury. Any combination is pretty good here. He's going to pick Taunt.
Taunt and Rush.
Taunt and Rush, yeah, that's fair enough.
That's actually probably the best one now that I think about it.
Because you avoid another weapon damage.
Exactly, and you know you can take out the minion with the extra Hyena there, so there was no need for that.
Now you see that Sap was picked up and there's a free pirate.
Yeah, the Sap was there the whole time, but yeah.
Yeah. So Sap, the Siamat, you can push another 4.
Yes, but that is 4 too few to win.
This turn, yes.
Right now.
We got Hooked Scimitars. We got him. But that Siamat obviously gonna come back down.
You could take out the Siamat with your face.
You could.
Because then it doesn't come back down.
Play pirate and combo out the Scimitar. That's a good point.
And then you can replay the pirate for, well, free again.
I don't want to let yourself get too low though, because if he does it, he's at 11. I'm looking at 5 from the board, that's 7 with the hero power, and 10 with that eagle horn bow. So you got to be thinking about your own noggin also if you're pimpkarp here. Not an easy situation. Definitely not an easy situation at all.
But again, Siamat coming down again could be very devastating as well.
He's gonna go with the Sap here. He's gonna play. Yeah, nice job. Attacks with the pirate first. No need to get it Sap. No need to get it picked.
Doesn't make a difference.
No.
Fair.
Triggers the rat trap here. Ooh, that's a rough one.
Let's see.
But we are down to 4 health. So Siamat seems to be
8, 11, 14, 16.
Not quite. With the deadly shot.
Deadly shot.
Bow and hero power.
Bow and hero power. That was
ever since launch, not quite.
One off, yeah.
Very well calculated by pimpkarp. You got to give him that. But yeah, Siamat with taunt absolutely necessary here. Absolutely, very very important. He's gonna give him Wind Fury, setting up the kills of next turn, saying pimpkarp, you draw the win now or you lose. And he draws not the win.
Yeah, if that's the win, then I don't know how.
That is not the win.
Yikes.
That is the win in game 1. Sir Smock is taking it all the way.
Making all the worst plays because he knows he can because he's lost anyway.
Correct.
Either way.
And Sir Smock, 1-0 lead in the Trash Bowl. Huge. He's going to be breathing sigh of relief. That good old reliable hunter. It's coming up again. So, you're down 1 as pimpkarp. How do you proceed with this?
Well, you now know somewhat more predictably what your opponent is playing, and that doesn't help you much, but you try to grind out the wins first optimally.
Absolutely.
So, well, just which of your 3 decks do you like the best against the two remaining decks? Pick that, and then just try to win. Exactly.
And as we're getting ready for game 2 here, thank you everybody for turning into the Trash Bowl. You're watching Trash Bowl number 1. Live. Not live. On YouTube. Between Sir Smock and pimpkarp. Please drop a like on the video. By the way, if you are here to support these great competitors and all the effort they have put into this tournament, providing you with excellent Hearthstone entertainment.
And this starts next game. As we can see, Murloc Paladin up top. What you maybe cannot initially see is that it's Highlander Warrior at the bottom.
Highlander Warrior, and there's a Town Crier, and we like to see that. Give me a Zilliax right now. There we go. Let's get it. We like to see that as Warrior players.
And Fishflinger coming down because of the play there.
You already have one Tip the Scales, which is not the most pleasant thing to have if you're Murloc Paladin.
But you have the Finley on hand, which is very pleasant with the Tip the Scales.
Because empty the deck.
If you can play it somewhat
and you pick up that 3 damage hunter hero power at the end sometimes for that final push. Absolutely. Do you weapons product? I think you have to.
I think it makes perfect sense. You can take out the
I do like it. You do obviously want. You might want to be greedy, play hero power, and wait for Mummy next turn. But then you see that cold light seer coming down that you really
yourself from some damage.
That you really don't want to have any part of.
I like Project. It's mana efficient. It effectively protects you from more damage than hero power does.
Fishflinger might be the best card for the Murloc deck to give the other deck with the Fishflinger.
That's true.
You get Murloc.
It probably is the best from your own value-wise for sure. The next best thing would probably be Grimscale.
Yeah.
Just because that's very little value for your opponent. But also you don't really care about your opponent's value that much because you're an aggro deck.
Correct.
Yeah, I think we're going to see an awkward Seer here,
yeah.
but...
Not optimal, not what you really want to do, but you still have board advantage. You're going to push some face here.
And I was about to say, we're going to see 5 damage to the face.
Yeah.
And yeah, then you got Snip Snap if you wanted. You got Shield Block.
You could coin the Mummy right now, but Shield Block is also a good card.
Coining the Mummy, then also sacking the Town Crier, take the entire board off. Yeah, it's not
You can put your face into one Murloc. I like it. Clean it up. You know, don't even allow the splash turns with the War Leader.
That's true.
Don't even need it. Gonna take the entire board, keeping damage off of his face. I think in the long run, wise decision there from Sir Smock.
That True Silver.
True Silver is not a bad card.
Yeah, but it doesn't really synergize very well with having a weapon.
Not right now. He's gonna get rid of that weapon. That's not the issue.
I mean,
right
yeah.
Now. Turning Rover picked up. I think it's time to stabilize here. Rover, Shield Slam. Even Snip Snap on it, that's fine.
Snip Snap on the Rover, it's actually pretty good. Because you're getting 6 health from there, so you're getting almost guaranteed multiple procs off of that Rover.
We'll take it.
That's a lot of armor.
Gonna let him draw some Murlocs here. And Chef Nomi. So Chef Nomi no longer released in the pool for potential future Prismatic Lens. That's desirable.
For the Murloc Island, yes. Yeah. And also having a lot of small things to play on the same turn seems desirable for the Murloc Island.
It is, though you would like to optimally be tipping the scales right now, which you cannot.
Yeah.
Because the combo has just not shown up for pimpkarp so far.
Which is unfortunate.
It is, yeah. Gonna place the double Mermies here and Bluegill Warrior.
Yeah.
Right in the middle.
Seems like the most sensible play, I think.
Yeah.
It's not great,
and deal your damage. Do what you do. There's a Warpath, and that's a good.
I really see a double Warpath right now.
That's a very good card. We might.
I mean, that is 4 armor. That takes out the entire board.
Good stuff, yeah.
And yeah, I mean,
you gotta appreciate that play, right?
And then you still can even deal 3 damage to opponent's face, which brings you only 8 points below your opponent.
Whenever a card has multiple purposes,
and there's a lens.
Does, that's you appreciate that. There is the lens.
We might see the True Silver coming out first.
How necessary do you think the lens is? Because I just have a tip that I'm going to play in 2 turns anyway.
That's true. That might be what he's thinking right now.
Might be.
And the question is, do you get greedy with the Finley, or do you put it out on the stats right now?
I don't know. We'll see. Finley does match the 2 bots really well.
Yes, but
greedy. I think he understands that he needs to take maybe a little bit of a different approach. We're gonna probably still roll lens next turn for pimpkarp, see if we can get a 3 mana or less tip the scales and push it out.
Which is likely, I think the only card that could prevent that is the second Tasty Fin.
Yeah, decent chance for that to happen for sure. The Nomi's already out.
And we're seeing some flunky action.
Seeing some nice symmetry on the board too, some flunkies.
And Abomination is a really good minion against Murlocs.
Best believe Abomination is great. So Lens right now should, with a higher probability, allow him, War Leader to tip the scales.
Actually got another lens.
He got another lens. Oh, that's unfortunate. Well, the chances were 50-50. That's the issue with double lens, but it's also sort of necessary. So we're gonna see tip the scales next turn then from the hand. Fair enough, that's fine. There's a boom.
Yeah, that's gonna take 2 more turns because he was nerfed.
We're gonna play that
not so recently.
As soon as he's available. And it might just be Ziliak's time right now.
Yeah, Ziliak's goes very well in that microbot, takes out the opposing minion, heals you for 4.
Puts another taunt in the way. That's how we like it.
Yeah.
And yeah, scales need to be tipped pretty soon, but you see all the removal, you see everything to deal with that in the hand of Sir Smock right now.
And also the warrior's finally ahead in his health again, so
he is.
That's what he wants to see.
Absolutely is. You see that Mossy Horror, you see the Plague of Wrath, you see the Abomination. And there's even an next.
I was about to say, how do you feel about just Abomination? Maybe not, because there could be a second Seer.
Yeah.
But also, yeah, I mean, you could run into the, play Abomination, run into the War Leader, and just pray that your opponent doesn't have another Seer, huh?
Seems like it. There we go. Now, of
There
course,
is the
there's a
Seer
Seer
drawn. And you can't not play it right now.
There's a Seer.
You can't not play it.
I mean, it's so good, right?
Because it protects everything.
Everything.
And that is why maybe you should not have
incredible
gone for... I mean...
That is GG's.
I mean, I guess what else would you go for, right?
Yeah. What a play.
The Plague wouldn't have killed anything.
What a play from
Mossy Horror goes
pimpkarp.
for 2 attack or less. That was the only thing you could play.
Good lord, that was incredible. What a play. Perfect, too. Ties it up, man. And what a pop. What a play from pimpkarp. That was a highlight. That was like instant classic. I mean, what a draw. And when you think it's all locked up, man, you never know in the Trash Bowl because everyone's just so good. All the decks are so good.
That is why you do not concede Hearthstone games until you know that for a fact that you cannot win in any way.
Especially when you're in the Trash Bowl. So
Especially
we're tied up at 1. It's pretty much halftime. Here's a quick word from our sponsors. The 2019 Trash Bowl is brought to you by Beverage. You ever thirsty? Drink beverage. And the AAW. Thank you for your attention. On to the next match. And we see Smock going right back to the Warrior.
Yes, I mean...
How do you feel about that? I like it.
The Warrior is a pretty good deck. Anyway.
It's a pretty good deck. Yeah, you're not gonna expect someone to pull this sort of tomfoolery there on you twice. Didn't expect him to do it once, actually. The Warrior is usually one of the decks you expect to be the safest win, which is why we often see...
Granted, it is the Highlander Warrior, not the Control Warrior.
True.
Which is, I mean, it's still
similar idea.
A Control Warrior,
similar
but
idea.
It's less consistent because you're missing those dupes.
That's true. 2 tip the scales? Well, too bad. You don't have 2 brawls. You're gonna have to make do with a Mossy Horror. That's sort of what you give up for being able to run.
And the Mossy Horror doesn't work if your opponent just gets a single War Leader in there.
Yeah. Find a track here and.
I mean, Ziliax seems like the strongest pick for sure. Not sure if it's the most consistent.
Yeah, Ziliax is a very, very good card. Unleashed Sound's not so good in this matchup.
That's true. That's also a fair.
Life Drinker would also be appropriate, but Ziliax is a good.
I was gonna say Life Drinker is very close to Ziliax on what it does. And Hacklebot is the question, right? Like
Hacklebot seems very interesting.
Your opponent run?
I like Hacklebot. It's definitely worth considering.
Okay, here's the thing, right? The absolute high roll, in theory, would be Zephyrus. Of course, it's on hand, so it can't happen. Yeah.
But you don't know that.
I was about to say, if you're Smock, you're thinking about that for sure.
Absolutely. Even Bran. I'll take Bran. That's fine.
Yeah. Well, yeah. That's
anything, right? Very easy here. Not even going to attack.
Because it might be explosive.
It might be explosive. You're not even going to try. I'm winning long term. Says the Warrior. That's what he's thinking. I'm going to win this long. I don't need to do a point of damage to my opponent. I'm winning this game.
And we probably got... I'm just going to say Hacklebot right now.
That's a strong possibility here right now, yeah.
And then you can even start trading into whatever comes down or the Ursatron. As a matter of fact, you can trade into the Ursatron first if you want to.
Yes.
So that the thing you get for the Hacklebot is not a mech.
Not gonna play it.
Doesn't play it?
Very slow.
Also, I like how he attacked with the Town Crier, knowing that if it were freezing...
That would have been the winning you want back.
He doesn't mind.
I'll draw another Rush.
Paying 3 mana for the Rush draw. Yeah. He's Warrior. He can play it slow.
Absolutely.
He can afford it.
Also, it doesn't kill the Ursatron to disallow the Mac draw. I like this.
Yeah, but it also then does allow the Magnetic.
It does allow Magnetic. That is true. And there is that Ziliax, so we see it.
I mean, you're not too worried about the healing, but the stats.
Yeah.
And Ziliax of your own doesn't quite kill it.
Not this turn. That's true.
Hacklebot has 8 health, right?
Hacklebot has 8 health.
So that might be an idea.
Looks like it.
Because then you can put Zilliax on the next turn if it lives.
Oh, it's a Siamat. That's not what you wanted.
But it's still better than being played from hand. It doesn't have Rush. Well, that doesn't matter. It doesn't have Wind Fury. It doesn't have Taunt. Doesn't have
that's still a negative play for Smok.
Yeah.
Pulling your opponent's Siamat out.
That was very unfortunate.
That's huge step, but that's probably the best minion he could have gotten there for
Baited Arrow.
Baited Arrow picked up. Interesting.
I think that's the best choice.
It might be, yeah.
Yeah, that's what he takes
Definitely
as well.
the biggest reroll. There we go. And now all of a sudden, look at 12 damage. That Super Collider might be forcing right now.
Yeah, I think you're playing the Super Collider right now.
Yeah, would agree.
That does preclude you from playing Weapons Project anytime soon, but you have Harrison if you want to take care of, well, what? One Eagle Ball? Yeah.
Alright, the good news for Smok, that Siamat's taken care of. The bad news, you pulled it out and lost massive tempo. There's a high main. We're going to continue to push that tempo, apparently.
Yeah, and Tomb Warden is still one turn out, but we do have Giggling Matter here. Yeah, that's... I mean, that stalls for quite a while. Yeah. The question is there anything you want out of Zilliax that maybe can take care of it? Like a Master Spell or something?
Zephyrus, I don't know.
Zephyrus.
Right now, I don't think so. Because you're looking like you might get a shot to have a safe one off of Zephyrus in the near future. So I don't think you pull Zephyrus right now.
Because if you play Zephyrus right now, you can basically guarantee to push 6 damage this turn.
Yes.
Which is about on the higher end of what Zephyrus gives you. And you draw a card.
He might pick it up. We'll see.
I mean, I absolutely don't hate Zephyrus into Master Spell.
He might be Master Spell.
I don't see what else it would be. Ooh.
A Blood Knight.
Blood Knight is actually also...
Coda or Harrison. Those are all very good cards, yeah.
I mean, out of those...
you can play Blood Knight and the Explosive Trap.
Harrison or Blood Knight, because I don't like the Coda there, because it just kills one of them.
Yeah.
I really like Blood Knight. It's such a good card.
It's really good here right now. It's not a good card, but it's a very good discovery here. And you can still play the Explosive Trap with it. There you go.
And it's huge.
Yeah.
I still think it should have offered Master Spell, but...
Yeah, I think Master Spell would have been an option. What a valid option.
Yeah. Dynomatic. Great.
Dynomatic, probably not enough.
I mean, you can kill the Zephyrus with...
I think you have to kill the Zephyrus. You have to Super Collider.
Super Collider into the...
Yep.
Even if you Super Collider into the... oh yeah, you can Super Collider into the high main, and then... You're 2 off being able to Dynomatic. That's still awkward. What's that gonna be? What was that? Why do you hit into the... Why would you hit into...
Oh, he wants to do this? And then just Spellbreaker the guy? Is that what he does? Or 2 more. Okay, put taunts in the way. I was trying to figure out a turn to Mossy Horror there somehow. But and clean out everything off cleanly.
I was trying to figure out a Dynomatic to clean the clearly, but that's
besides to just put taunts in the way prolonged. You always have Spellbreaker if you need it.
Yeah. Animal Companion, hoping for Leok maybe?
Yeah, Leok, Huffer, both fine. I mean, all of them are okay in this case.
Yeah, but like this is the one situation where maybe you want Leok because
Leok will be good.
That clears the Tomb Wardens a lot more effectively. Now we're looking at. Okay, Baited Arrow, yeah.
Baited Arrow.
The 9/9 into the other 3/6.
Gotta keep the pressure going. If
that is still a huge board.
You gotta keep it going. You can't not let this go.
And once again, the question comes up: like, what do you do? If you hit the Misha with the Super Collider, you're going down to 7 health on board, which is still not quite the Dynomatic range.
Now Misha dies, obviously.
Yeah.
You could Warpath and then Dynomatic.
I feel like it's awkward, but it's definitely possible.
You could Spellbreaker. I think the
if it hits the Blood Knight, you can't Spellbreaker after.
Yeah.
You would have had to Spellbreaker first.
I'm just gonna Dynomatic right now.
Yeah, I mean it's basically guaranteed to take out the dinosaur, the Devilsaur more specifically, and the Blood Knight does have a taunt in the way for 1 turn, so you might be able to afford.
You might. Now don't be a sucker, run into the Explosive Trap. Okay, so he's gonna go with that route.
Wait, if he spell breaks though.
Yeah.
Does he then Zilliax?
No, I think you just hero power and play it slow, right?
Okay.
I think it's okay. Now we see a lot of reload there. Possibility for pimpkarp for sure. You have the hyena puts up 3 minutes.
Yeah,
you have snap.
If he but if he plays the
snap.
hyena, then we're gonna probably see a warpath.
Then you run into warpath more. Yeah, maybe snap. Maybe stacking snap is the better play now that you've seen spellbreaker.
Yes, and especially because you know your opponent's playing the Highlander deck, so there's only one spellbreaker.
Yeah.
So you know that.
Plus snap is immune to Dynamatic, which is a big one.
Yes.
You have to be thinking about that.
I mean, we do still see some other removal options, but none that really deal well with bigger minions, except for Plague of Wrath.
Yeah.
But
he's gonna recognize. He's gonna find exactly that is pimpkarp, and he's gonna make that play. Which I like that a lot. He's actually gonna choose to not stack all of them. That's a fair point.
I don't think there's a huge difference here, but this way one could die to Warpath, but it's still way too awkward to actually do it, I think.
Gonna go for the Harrison combo here.
Yeah, we're gonna see some draw here.
Very popular combo. That's a shield slam. That's not bad.
That actually does deal with the.
You could shield slam Warpath right now. At least 2 robots.
I'm not sure if there's really a big need to Warpath, but
Oh, there's the rat trap trigger. Oh,
yeah.
You don't want that.
It doesn't happen so often.
No, you don't like that a lot. And now you're not in a good position right now.
Yeah, now is when we start doing some math again.
14 on hand. Okay, he's at 25 health, so no real lethal potential currently for pimpkarp.
Okay, I might be overstating the power of math here, okay? But, you know. At least you have that thought. Like, oh yeah, I have a huge board.
Absolutely. You have that thought from like turn 4 if you're the hunter.
Let's see. 12 on the board, 2 extra with the hero power, 14.
That's what you gotta be thinking. That killer instinct, that's what makes a great player, knowing the matchup and knowing what to rely on, what to think about. How to kind of shape the way you approach the match. And I think pimpkarp's approaching this really well, by the way. I think he's playing this stuff in an amazing order, and he's got a system.
No Sunriver playing around the board clears.
Absolutely. He's doing a great job. And do you try to quadruple Warpath and just execute the rat? Do you want to
11, 13.
put your face in
the awkward thing about not playing Sunriver is that assuming that the board state stays the same, you don't have lethal next turn.
Yeah.
Of course, it generally doesn't stay the same against Warrior. That's the whole thing a Warrior does. Yeah. How do you deal with this, or how do you best deal with this?
Let's see for Warpath and an execute.
How do we feel about Militia Commander? Oh, there's a freezing, huh?
There's a freezing.
Militia Commander and Dynamatic, if there were no freezing, would be perfect to clear out everything except the snap.
Yeah.
But actually,
I like clearing the whole board. I need everything to go.
Mm-hmm.
But he appears to play Commander, and that's gonna run into the freezing.
Yeah, because if the Commander were to successfully hit the rat, well, okay.
Gotta run to that freezing.
If it were to hit the rat, then the Dynamatic would kill both off. It seems like he was considering the Dynamatic there briefly.
Sometimes you have to make the non-perfect play of just warpathing, even though you still need something else.
See, I didn't like that he targeted the spell, the Secret Keeper with the first attack. But otherwise, yeah, this is
now getting very close because he's gone in 2.
I want to quickly mention that he could have played the Sunriver Spy last turn, which would have been lethal.
Would have been countered even harder by the Warpath turn, though, so that might have been enough to bait that out of Smog.
Maybe, yeah.
Right now, I think you have to somehow play Ziliax, right, and get the lifesteal off of it because you just have
hero power. You have to be at above 2 health because your opponent is a hunter.
Yeah.
We might see Snap and then Ziliax stacked so that he has a little more health. Yeah. But that's still only 5 attack. He might take out the Doomrat with that and the Commander. Which I personally think I like better than taking out the Sunriver here. Yeah, that's what he does.
You also think about warpathing. Or executing at this point, use your resources.
Yeah, I don't mind the way he played it there, but that is...
Snake Trap picked up.
Yeah, but that Wing Blast does not quite take care
quite.
of the Ziliax.
You gotta put damage into the Ziliax with a minion or
Which
a
is
face.
always awkward as the aggro deck to allow your opponent to heal 5.
But that's still the best play though, and you keep putting the pressure on. You have to right now. You're completely sold out to what you're doing as pimpkarp here.
Yeah, and he doesn't play the Hyena full well knowing that there's still a Warpath somewhere.
Absolutely. That's a very, very heads up decision there. I like it.
And do you just play Boom here?
Play Dynamatic maybe? You play Boom? Just Boom right now seems very tough. Seems
Okay,
like
if you play Dynamatic, do you hit into the Sun Reaver with your face first?
I don't think I hit anything with my face. I think I...
Because then you could guarantee a full clear.
I don't know. I played... I don't know.
And then you can still shield block
I think I have to play Dynamatic and
shield block hero power is still 7 armor.
hope I get to execute it and then just ping a snake or something.
Seems like you might be going for a quadruple Warpath.
Yeah, fair enough. In which case, that holding that Hyena back, large brain for pimpkarp. Good idea. They could have Dynamatic here instead of going all Warpath. Just play Warpath once and then Dynamatic. Put the minion down.
Yeah, but you can still hero power after this. It's still okay. And
I might have liked Warpath Dynamatic shield block because you want to. Now you just want to use your resources. You don't really want to be too greedy and keep everything for as long as possible. There's Bran!
Oh, that is lethal.
There's Bran! Would you believe it? That's a hell of a
I was
draw.
about to point out that that's probably the one
That's the
answer
card.
there, but yeah, that's
Off the top for pimpkarp. My god, what a win. What a win. pimpkarp taking the 2-0 lead. He's 2-1 lead. He's one game removed from winning the Trash Bowl, from taking it all.
something.
Eternal
Smog now knows
glory.
Something Smog now knows what deck he's playing. You know the drill.
Yeah.
Okay, if you don't know the drill by
You've seen it a
now,
bunch of times before.
why the fuck do you not watch the rest of the tour?
Yeah,
I say it literally every single time.
Well, more people watch the Super Bowl than any regular season game. There's probably some here that just came here to watch the championship. But, my god. And by the way, while we're on the topic of championships, this is not the only one. There is another. You know what I mean?
You could say that this is the American championship
This is the
game.
American Bowl. And we have a European one also. We have a European Trash Bowl that is
Yes.
coming up very, very soon on this very same channel. And that's going to feature Ryukuma and Sparrowhawk. And let me tell you something. That matchup, that might be the best game. If a lot of people watch streams of professional games and all that, but that might be the strongest matchup of Hearthstone that you will have ever seen outside of, say, the Grandmasters Tour and the World Championship. So that is absolute world elite quality.
Yeah.
As is this one, by the way. These guys are playing their butts off right now.
Yeah, that's true.
Everyone here, these guys deserve their spot in the finals for sure.
And as you can see by how long we're talking, this is a tough decision. Which deck do you play?
For Smock, obviously, not for Pimpkarp. Pimpkarp knows what's up.
Well, I mean, yeah.
He's got one. He only has one thing in mind. I gotta win 1 out of 2 games right now with this roll, and that's what he's gonna be looking to do.
Yeah, and Smock being like, Rogue Warrior, I like it.
Let's do it. Let's go right back at it.
And I do think that the Warrior is favored in this matchup. But the problem for Smock is that he has to do it again after this.
He has to do it again, yeah. Not
and that time with the Druid. Which
is a very interesting quest druid.
Is not nearly as favored as
this warrior.
The warrior.
Yeah, against the rogue. Now we see Pimpkarp move off of the rogue after losing with it initially. And maybe that was a wise decision. Maybe he got his other games in, now he gives himself 2 opportunities to go.
Yeah.
With this maybe weak.
And that's the thing. Later on, we all say like, oh yeah, when you're on last deck, it doesn't really matter as much what you play because if you lose any one of those, you lose no matter in what order.
Absolutely.
Early on, the order does matter a lot because if you get your winouts early, you're getting more shots with the other decks.
The potentially weaker decks that you've kept. Yeah.
So, well, I mean, not even just necessarily strictly weaker, but just weaker given your opponent's deck
absolutely.
sometimes. Just matchup
So
wise.
could this be the final game of the Saviors of Uldum Hearthstone Trash Bowl?
I'm gonna say that statistically speaking, it would make more sense if it wasn't.
Because the Warriors failed.
That being said, it could be. Yeah.
It could be. We've seen pimpkarp play some stellar Hearthstone this tournament. He knows he can win games that he's not supposed to win. He's been doing that. That's how he's been making his money the entire tournament.
I mean, I feel like that's generally the thing that we've seen with the players that
Yeah.
went this far. Winning statistically non-favored matchups is a big part of getting
See, Sir Smock played the game of his life against Aurora there. Aurora, professional. He's a professional video game player, man. That's what he does right here. And Smock beat him in the quarterfinals of this tournament.
And of course, to plug European division again, dude, Sparrowhawk does it like all the time.
Sparrowhawk is incredible. I'm already looking forward to that match. You won't believe. You gotta check that out. By the way, Sparrowhawk is one of the most entertaining players. I mean, he's been making all the plays.
Yeah.
So Ryukuma will have all his hands full of work, but
I like this stack.
this is a good stack. Very good stack for Smoke. You want to see that Scrap on Ziliak's combination, because that's 10 health.
Yeah, that's just disgusting. I love it.
It's amazing. That's why you play that.
And zap. Maybe actually Lackey into Evis, that's better. But,
I think so, yeah.
But
Gotta sap. It's not the Ziliax that comes back, obviously. It's the
that's
the
why.
Scrap-on.
That's why it's almost kind of intuitive. Like, oh yeah, Ziliax got magnetized onto something, zap it away.
Yeah.
Happens with microbots all the time. Like microbot Ziliax is like, it's a nice combo, but if your opponent has zap in their repertoire, you'd rather play Ziliax on its own rather than on a microbot. Now, granted, with the Scrap Hound, you still do it.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Militia Commander maybe taking out that Miscreant.
Yeah, 1, 4, 5 for that board. You're full health as the warrior has turn 5. You are looking pretty good, but the rogue has a full hand and a lot of damage potential.
Yeah, and 2 Ethereal and 2 Titanic lackeys there.
Yep, and leave it to pimpkarp to find a way to push this through. It's not an easy task. Not an easy task at all.
Also, something worth noting about lackeys is that they are very good combo enablers, as we'll see.
Yeah.
Because we might just see the SI7 agent come down. Stolen Steel might be.
How about that Sinister
Strike is very simple.
Just plain old, I'm gonna hit you.
And also good combo activator.
That it is.
But Stolen Steel is projected to make more than 3 points of damage, so you know. Oh, I actually like Sword of Justice quite a lot.
Sword of Justice is good here.
Because it stats on your minions.
Yeah. All these lackeys, I do not mind that one at all.
And you might just now play Evis or even Hero Power, yeah. And then you can still play Sword of Justice later. And then play exactly all the lackeys and your SI7 agent, the pirate there, the Corsair.
Yes.
Like all that stuff. In this matchup, do you Spellbreaker the 1/4 Reborn Taunt?
I don't know if you Spellbreaker that.
Because there isn't a lot of huge targets.
Do you Spellbreaker that? I am not sure.
Normally you don't, of course. But it doesn't come back with Reborn and extra attack. And
he's gonna play the more intuitive play, I think, there. With the money.
I'm just saying it's always worth a thought in those matchups.
Yeah, absolutely it is.
Do you actually use your Spellbreakers and silences on smaller things because your opponent just doesn't have
Stop him in
use
his tracks. You know, you're building around that minion on the board there, that big taunt with the reborn. I'm gonna take that away from you. That's what he's been doing best so far. You're gonna take that away and make him even get into the game. If you can suffocate the rogue, the aggressive deck right from the start, never let him get a foot down, you're golden.
Speaking of, the rogue is gonna put its foot down and
play some lackeys here and boost them stats up too.
Yeah,
absolutely.
And that Sword of Justice, I think, was a huge pickup from Stolen Steel.
I do like it.
That was quite the sequence too.
Yeah.
Ethereal Lackey into Stolen Steel into Sword of Justice.
Do we
into
Weapons
stats.
Project? I think we might.
Yeah, you don't like the Sword of Justice at all on your opponent, and you might as well get rid of it.
Absolutely. It's going to work on gaining life here.
Yeah, he only is gonna get 2 off of that, probably, because maybe even nothing, depending on
nothing.
On how your opponent deals with it.
This is Waggle Pick? Okay.
Yeah, you might want to use the attack of the weapon that you have right now.
I'm gonna play these Ethereal Lackey.
That Ethereal Lackey look pretty good.
I want to find some
spells. Nice side effect of the weapons project, the Red Corsair is now cheaper.
Correct.
Maybe you want to find that deadly poison first for your Corsair? I think it has to be Haze.
I think so, yeah.
It's not a great card for you,
what
but...
end up getting here? Oh, Evil Conscriptor? No,
yeah, I was about to say the Conscriptor, and
we'll
then...
take it. The Scarab.
Yeah, I was about to say, getting a 1-1 Scarab as a death rattle not that great, but the Conscriptor works very well with the deck theme, actually.
Well played, there's a Lackey in there. It's all good.
This will be one of the craziest sequences if that Lackey from the Conscriptor somehow led to lethal or something.
That would be insane. Alright, I think it's Inventor turn. Time to invent some. Yep. Stall that turn up. We got Boom coming up. We have Plague of Wrath on hand. We want to definitely draw our Brawl. I have not seen Smock getting his hands on a single Brawl.
That's true.
So he only has one, of course, but he hasn't got it yet. That is very unfortunate. And so he always had to work awkwardly with the Warpath.
We do see the Leroy pick up here, which is always big, because you were not gonna finish off the game with just consistent tempo.
Yeah, Leroy's massive.
You have to have those final hits there.
Absolutely.
And I think we might see the Corsair come down. We're gonna see the Infested Goblin come down. And just all the stats that we can muster right now. Maybe even... Oh no. He does
take it slow.
Play around the AoEs again.
Take it nice and easy.
And that Mossy Horror seems like a decent pick.
We might play that Mossy Horror right now.
I mean, it looks pretty good.
Might not get better than this.
Exactly, because you know your opponent has some small stuff.
Could have played Boom, but I like the Mossy Horror.
I do too. We got a Goblin Lackey and some Scarabs on the hand.
Now hitting that, he indicated that it was maybe a mouse slip there, hitting the 4-2 with the weapon, without executing it. I'm not sure how. I suppose I guess it was a mouse slip, right? Or do you ever do that on purpose?
I don't know. We'll see.
We will see. Definitely a little bit awkward, but full hand for pimpkarp.
Yeah, and he can
20 health.
Definitely play that Waggle pick for the free Red Corsair, and then he still has all sorts of stuff he can play. And
he's thinking damage this turn, next turn, turn after, and I win. He's thinking I'm pushing it. I gotta keep going. All this burst damage. I have the Evis, the Leroy, the pick.
You always have the potential to just Evis in the middle just to get the mana off. Yeah, we're gonna see what I thought with the Waggle pick coming down after the use of the weapon.
So he's gonna use that very, very efficiently there, trying to get every point of damage out of what he has.
Yeah, and
which I'm not gonna blame him for that.
We're gonna see the small taunts, which are gonna protect some of the other stuff.
Good again.
And
no Warpath, no Brawl in hand.
We may or may not see the Goblin Lackey, although I don't.
This is gonna be a huge draw. It's Flunky. Flunky is it's taunts. Do you Omega Assembly first, or do you Flunky first? Flunky with idea of Tomb Warden, obviously.
Well, Omega Assembly could also have that same idea, though.
Could also have that same idea. Safeguard, Spring Rocket. Okay, Alarm Bot is nothing. Spring Rocket, Safeguard, pretty good.
Yeah, I was about to say Safeguard sounds pretty good. I might have liked Safeguard Flunky, but I can see the idea of taking out that fortress.
For sure.
Oh, Flunky. You might still go Flunky.
I'll find something else here.
I think Safeguard is, well...
Safer?
I was about to say, pardon the pun here, but the safer choice.
Safer guard? We'll see. Flunky, what do you get? A Conjured Mirage. Doesn't even pick it.
He might have wanted to play the Llama Bot.
Oh, that's a death sentence, isn't it?
Although he... Yeah, let's see.
He killed himself.
7...
By not picking the Mirage, and the Mirage would have gotten sapped anyway. That's the match. Pimpkarp is winning the Trash Bowl.
Well, so would have the Safeguard, by the way. It would have also been sapped.
Everything would have gotten sapped. What a match. And what a tournament for Pimpkarp. Ladies and gentlemen, your inaugural Trash Bowl winner, America's Pimpkarp. The guy with the best name in the tournament, one of the best names in the tournament. The Fish. He made it. Congratulations, Pimpkarp, to winning this. You get 2 packs of the expansion of your choice. You get a free video game, and we're gonna get an honorary roll in the Discord.
I have an inclination what the packs might be just based on the timing.
Oh, you think he's gonna pick the new one?
I mean, I would definitely allow it.
Yeah.
It's not out yet. You're gonna have to wait a while. If you decide to pick the Send
Dragons, you're gonna get it on launch. That's true. Yeah, that's definitely possible. But yeah, Sir Smog, thank you very much for playing. Fantastic performance. I think tournament of your life for sure. I'm not sure what kind of tournaments you played before this, but definitely, we hope we're gonna see both of you back in the next Trash Bowl. We are live with the winner, the champion of the American Trash Bowl, Saviors of Oldham, pimpkarp. Pimpkarp, how are you feeling after this win?
Pretty awesome. Not gonna lie, it was a really good match.
It was a very, very good match, very good tournament. You did something that we haven't seen anyone do, I think, even once, and you did it 3 times in the bowl game, and that is beat a control warrior. And not only did you beat it, you clean it up. You didn't ban it. It was a Highlander warrior, not the full control variety, but still a very similar build. Not only did you not ban it, which is a rare occurrence, you went down 1 game, and then you came back and swept the warriors. So tell us your magic. Tell us your secrets. How does one do it?
All right, well, that specific matchup, that Cold Light Seer that I got saved me, honestly, because that play wasn't. I liked what he did there. I never have seen that card in a warrior deck before, but I liked what he did with it. And if I didn't get that Cold Light Seer, it would have worked perfectly. The problem was I got that, and I didn't even realize I had lethal when I did that. Honestly, that when I played that Murloc War Leader, I didn't even think that was going to kill him. I was just trying to push damage much as I couldn't. I was trying to end my turn. It wasn't working, so I was like, all right, I guess I killed him.
Yeah, went perfect down from 23. I think it was crazy. That was
yeah. It was wild. Definitely. But I like playing Control Warrior a lot, honestly. So I understand the matchup, and as long as you can just keep pushing, they run out of board clears eventually. So that was just kind of my reasoning. So I just got lucky that I beat the initial board clears.
Maybe kind of the crux there on the Highlander variety, as opposed to the full control warrior, because you only get the 1 brawl, you only get the 1 war pack.
Exactly.
And you haven't, at this point, you haven't seen the full gameplay yet, but we saw the hand of your opponent, and there were times where he was just very hesitant to play certain things. You had the 3 board where you played the snip snaps. He could have cleared stuff off with combinations like Warpath, Plagueorath, Execute, which is just, it feels like a big waste because you're playing so many cards. But he was very hesitant to do those sort of things and allowed you kind of stick the pressure on the board. But yeah, we want to bring up that play you made with the Murloc Paladin. That was of course that was huge. After Tip the Scales, and everything was set up for him to clear that off and just take the win home. And that Seer and War Leader just did it perfectly. So first of all, in general, you did very, very well, obviously, in the entire tournament. What would you say was the hardest deck or sort of hardest lineup to face with what you were bringing?
Honestly, so you asked why I didn't ban Control Warrior a lot of the time. It's because I honestly hate Combo Priest or Gallery Quest Priest way more than I ever hated any Warrior decks, just because of the sheer amount of stuff you can do with those kind of decks. It just becomes very easy to get snowballed. So I understand the Warrior matchup better, so that's kind of why I banned it. But in terms of hardest matchups, I mean, they were all good, honestly. Crown Cooker might take it solely because that was the only one that went to 5, and also the fact that playing at 1 a.m. I was very tired, so it was a little rougher of a matchup in terms of my mental state. But they're all good. I can't complain about a single one of them.
Yeah, the semifinals against Crown Cooker, that was a hell of a match, definitely. But with this one,
that was very close.
Yeah, with this one, I beat the Warrior 3 times in a row, obviously. What I like best, probably the best game you played, in my opinion, all tournament, was your Hunter against the Warrior in this final.
Thank you.
To clear it up there, because you kept that pressure on. Anytime you look at the game, anytime you look, you have 3 minions on board, basically. And that just never left off. So you just always kept the foot on the gas and kind of took it home there, which is not an easy thing to do. So kind of, if you want to walk us through how your decision-making process goes with a deck like that has limited resources but burst potential against a deck like the Warrior.
Yeah, so it's I don't want to say it's kind of like a tempo rogue deck in that sense, but you kind of just have to keep track because there's not a lot of card draws. Subject 9 is essentially your tracking or your only 2 real card draws in that kind of deck. So you have to be careful about not putting too much up, especially against a warrior. Obviously, Highlander has less board removal, but at the same time, you still have to worry about that potential at any point. So you don't want to go too wide. So my thinking was just play as little pressure as I can while still putting enough that he constantly has to be on the defensive. And I think I had that hyena the entire game at one point. I think that stayed in my hand for the longest time because I never wanted to play it and have that opportunity for him to say, okay, this is where I clear the board. This is where I get the offensive back from him. So that it just never got played because eventually he ran out of stuff to keep him back, and then I got that Dino Tamer Bran on the top deck there to end the game.
Yeah, that was an explosive play. Yeah, we mentioned that actually. We noted that exact moment when you didn't play the hyena, and those are not the very, very obvious plays, but I think those are the kind of plays that thought goes into them, and it might not be the play that your average player would make in a split second. But in tournament situations, obviously you're thinking ahead. It's a lot of a mind game going on there too, and you obviously also know your opponent's exact deck list. So
I printed them out just so I had them as a reference for the matches.
I think that's very good. That's very good. Yeah, I think that helps out quite a lot. You definitely want to know what you're going up against, especially going up against Highlander decks. This is why I'm not a huge fan of Highlander decks in tournament modes, I have to say, even though of course they did very well. You know much more about it than you would about other decks. So if a secret is played, or say you play Subject 9, you play all your 5 secrets, you know exactly what secrets there are.
Yes.
And you know what secrets can't come up anymore once you've seen them. So that makes those inherently weaker. But then again, you have the power of cards like Zephyrus or Dino Tamer Bran in the Hunter deck to make up for quite a lot of that. And we've seen some creative uses off of Zephyrus from you in this tournament. So a lot of people think that Zephyrus is a card that's basically, you hold on to it until you have lethal, until it can give you that fireball, that pyroblast to kill your opponent then and there. But I think that's not that those people are making use of the full power level of that a card like Zephyrus can give you. So if you'd like, kind of tell us the variety, the versatility of a card like Zephyrus and in what different situations to use it. I think that's what makes that's kind of what separates a great player from a decent player, knowing when to use cards like that, because I think they can be more powerful than people might even think.
No, I agree. One of the biggest things I found it's used for is board clears, especially in decks that don't have a way of dealing with wide boards like Tempo Rogue. If you really need to, you can get rid of a board. You don't really want to use it for that because you hope to never get to that point, but you can. Just in general, being able to get rid of minions that you wouldn't normally, so you can just either get lethal or give you some time to develop a board. Like I think during that match, did I play Zephyrus and get the guy that steals the Divine Shield and gets +3/3 for each Divine Shield?
Yeah, JJ loved that play.
I love that card!
Yeah.
JJ,
I wasn't sure what that would give me, but I figured, you know what, this seems like a good tempo play. At least I can get rid of his board somewhat, and that I really liked that option. So that was fun
to deal with too, with the 6 health, and he had the Dino-matic on hand, and we were constantly thinking, how do you do this? And there's just not a good way to clear the board the whole time. But yeah, JJ is a huge fan of Blood.
That was a really good card in Odrog, okay?
It was not a good card in Odrog. He just played it. He played it in Odrog. He played it in Odrog back in the day when everyone was playing Paladin. So it was a good tech choice in that matchup. So he I
was gonna say, it's also, I mean, you're good with when what was that 7-mana card that summons the 2/1/2s? What's that card called?
Inventor.
Yeah. Before it was nerfed, it was way better to play that guy.
Everywhere, yeah. That was the height of the Blood Knight there. That's absolutely.
That was broken.
Yeah. Speaking of what you do and do not play, what made you choose the decks you did actually bring for your lineup?
Okay, so I'll be honest, I stopped playing ranked or ladder for a bit before the tournament, and then I found it one day on the Hearthstone subreddit, and I joined the Discord, got in as a reserve, and there was only 3 decks that I was consistently playing at that time, and I just built Murloc Paladin because it seemed like a fun deck to play. So Control Warrior is a deck that I've been playing for probably at least a year or so now. That one I've been that's been in steady lineup. Of the Highlander decks, the only one that stuck me as one that's actually worthwhile is the Highlander Hunter. There's a couple that, like Highlander Mage was good for a bit, but they nerfed it pretty heavily by this point. So that one was one of my favorites to climb with, and Tempo Rogue has been one of my favorites for a long time. So it was just kind of, I went with what was comfortable, and then the Murloc Paladin seemed like it could be a decent one because it's aggro decks. Tournaments, aggro decks tend to be a very good choice. So
Yeah, I think we've heard that a lot. Play the decks you're most comfortable with over necessarily the highest win rate on HS Replay.
Yeah, that's
yeah.
Agree 100%.
So you did actually come in as a reserve. I just now remembered when you said that. So that's like going from undrafted to winning the Super Bowl. It's almost the same prestigious. But you're gonna like to know, by the way, that you, by winning this Trash Bowl, you have a guaranteed seat in the next one, which is gonna happen in probably about 3 months with the new expansion, obviously. So if we can just get your thoughts on that. I don't know how much you've looked into it yet, but Descent of Dragons obviously is gonna be the next expansion. How much do you like that theme? How much do you think or looking forward to that?
No, I think it's going to be a really fun one, honestly. They seem that they're bringing a lot of, I guess, flair with this new expansion. They seem like they're trying to bring in some people back, I guess. And they are giving away a lot more cards than they would normally. It seems like the whole theme of the dragons, it seems like it's going to be very powerful from the limited amount that I've seen. But it seems like there's a lot of variety that people are going to be coming up with that'll hopefully, had some really creative decks that are coming out of it.
Absolutely, yeah. We're also looking forward to it. We're definitely going to have our fair share of experimentation there going on. One last question, though. Obviously, the one that everyone wants to know since you joined the Discord, first match you played, it's been word on the street. How does the name pimpkarp come about?
Okay, so I'm very bad at coming up with names in general. And there was a Pokemon video I watched a long time ago. That was a guy playing against a team of full legendaries, and he had one Magikarp come out, and it's like it had an item on it that once it was at super low health, it was able to just deal a crap ton of damage back to all of the legendaries. He 1v6 to them with this Magikarp, and its name was Pimpkarp, and it just struck me that this random guy's video with a Magikarp named Pimpkarp just comes and cleans the floor with a bunch of legendaries, and I was like, it just was in the back of my head. I've rolled with it for a while now.
JJ is going to appreciate that story even more knowing Pokemon, but that might be the best name origin I've heard so far. Amazing.
Thank you.
Yeah, and the name now is established, man. You've took that Pokemon, you made it great. Wonderful. So you obviously, as the winner of the Trash Bowl, you're gonna receive 2 card packs off your choosing. That includes Descent of Dragons. If you choose to go with that, obviously you would have to wait until expansion release, but that's an option. You're gonna receive 1 video game off your choosing, off of a list that JJ is gonna contact you about. It's gonna show you the list. You can pick a Steam key, and you're getting a special role in our Discord server, obviously.
Once the video goes live.
Once the video of your game, video that people are watching right now goes live. So expect that for you right now. We can say it's going to be likely around Thursday, which
cool.
You right now know when that is. To the people at home, that's not of concern right now because it's obviously live. But just so you know what to expect. And another idea that we had, and we will bring up with the winner of the European tournament, by the way, whose name is still private, obviously, because that game is coming out after yours.
I did watch it, but I won't say anything.
You did spectate it?
Yes.
Okay,
yes.
so then you know what's up. You know what's up, obviously. But the idea was to introduce sort of a finals game between the both of you, and the way that we would make that happen is by reconstructing one person's decks on the account of the other person, so that you can over the deck borrowing feature kind of face off in a finals game. How would you like that?
Okay. I mean, that sounds like a fun idea. Honestly, I thought about that ahead of time, where I was thinking, it'd be cool if we were able to face off just as like a fun little scrimmage match, I guess.
Yeah.
But I'm down.
I'm going to be honest with you. I came up with that idea while the tournament was already on the way, and I was kicking myself because that was obviously the best way to do it. But then we promised, of course, both regional winners are going to get the role, and
also you can't guarantee that they can reconstruct each other's decks. So it's
but we're gonna try to maybe introduce that as the actual format, where we'll have it sort of like the American and the European conference, and then one Trash Bowl between the 2 winners, which hopefully we can do that next time, at least as an option there. But for now, you both get the roles, so the clash between you and the winner from European is just going to be sort of an exhibition match for bragging rights between continents. So that would be fun. For sure. Thank you for being here. Thank you for playing. And,
no problem.
Congrats.
Yeah, thanks for hosting the tournament, guys. It was a really fun time, honestly. Absolutely. It was the first tournament I've ever played in for Hearthstone, so
I hope you enjoyed it. So pretty successful there. Pretty successful there.
I'm not going to complain.
Yeah, we're going to hopefully see you again in the next one. Obviously, you do have a guaranteed seed in that as the winner of this one, and no matter what happens, you've made history because you're going to be the first name on that eventual Trash Bowl trophy, which we're going to get made once we have the funds to do so. And I will send you a copy,
Alright.
maybe out of plastic. I don't know. We'll see about that. But yeah, thank you very much for playing. Congrats also to
no
all
problem.
the other players, obviously, who participated, gave their best, but this guy did better than everyone else, and I think he deserves to take it home. Some really great matches there, so thank you for watching, everybody. Please drop a like on the video. And by the way, pimpkarp, you're going to get the honors of also doing our outro with us. You know how it goes, right? With the that's it and everything, since you're here already.
Wait, what now?
Have you ever seen that?
I'm not sure, honestly.
The way we end our videos is always like, oh yeah, people never watch the last 7 minutes seconds anyway. But the way we end our videos is that I'm going to say someone's name. That person says, that's it. And then I'll say the other person's name. That person says, that's it. And then in the end, I'm going to say, that's it. And then JJ stops the recording and we all laugh our way to the bank. All right. So can we do
All
that?
right.
All right, cool. So thank you everybody for watching. Drop a like on this one. Support this player and everyone else who's participated. And we're already looking forward to the next Trash Bowl. But right now the focus shifts to the Descent of Dragons, and we'll have a lot of reports on that, a lot of deck experimentation, and we're going to cover that left, right, and center on TrashcanTV, so be sure to look forward to that one. Subscribe and join the Discord server if you want to meet us, JJ, myself, and also players that have participated, like pimpkarp and like all the other great finalists and players of the Trash Bowl. So we're going to see everybody next time, and JJ.
That's it.
pimpkarp.
That's it.
That's it.